Now, anytime the school principal calls you to the office, you're cooked. So I get to the office, and Mr. Jones goes,
"Now, Lem, I'm gonna ask you one question. Now, if you answer it correctly, I'll let you go. But if you don't, you're in a whole lot of trouble."
"Okay, Mr. Jones."
"Did you pull the fire alarm yesterday?"
Now I'm shook. So I start thinking, do I tell him the truth or do I lie for my life? If there's one thing I noticed, it's today's parents don't follow through with their threats. Fam, when I was a kid, if your parents told you to do something and you didn't do it, there'd be consequences. I remember waking up in the morning and my mom would be like,
"Lem, why are the dishes still in the sink?"
It's because I was sleepy. My mom slapped the brakes off. Then I'd get to the kitchen, finish washing the dishes, and my dad would be like,
"Boy, didn't I tell you to cut that lawn yesterday?"
"But Dad, yesterday was Sunday. Even God rested on the 7th day." My dad would send me to heaven with my butt on fire. See, our house rules was simple. If Mom and Dad told you to do something, you do it. Point blank, period. There's no talking back. No, I forgot to do it. No, I don't want to do it. I really believe the millennials had it the worst. But today's kids, oh my God. They got it so good. On God, I've seen kids talk back to their parents, and the parents do nothing. I don't think you understand how crazy that sounds to me. In no world was I ever allowed to talk back. My mom would be like,
"Son, listen to me closely. I brought you into this world, and I can take you out."
Millennial parents were crazy. Now, since I couldn't act up at home, the only place I had a chance to turn up was at school. See, the bad thing about school is peer pressure. Everyone wants to be the cool guy. In order to be cool, you gotta be bad. So, it was 6th grade middle school. Now, at the time, I was hanging with my best friend, Cliff. Now, middle school is the one age where kids turn from sweet, innocent babies to weirdos. So I'm in class, and Cliff goes, "Man, I hate school." Now, at the same time, I'm thinking, I hate school too. See, school sucks. You get to sit for 7 whole hours while studying subjects you'll never use in real life. And don't get me started on cafeteria food. So Chris goes, "Yo, Lem, you wanna skip class?" "Really? How?" "Think about it. What's the one thing we could do to stop school?" So I start thinking, okay, Lem, what's the one thing we could do to stop school? So I keep thinking and thinking and thinking, and I ain't have a clue. I don't know, Cliff. What do you have in mind? "We should pull the fire alarm." Oh my God. Now it all made sense. See, the fire alarm is the one thing that could disrupt the whole school. But then I go, okay, but how are we gonna do that? We should do it after lunch. So we waited till lunch, and right after the school bell rang, we got to class and came up with the plan. See, our plan was for both of us to use the bathroom, meet at the closest fire alarm, pull it, and run for our lives. So class starts, and right at 1:15, I give Cliff the wink. So I got to our teacher, asked to use the bathroom, and the teacher approved. Then I got to the closest fire alarm and started waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. Dang, where's Cliff? He should be here by now. See what I didn't know? Cliff left me hanging. He punked out. So I go, okay, Lem, I guess you're gonna have to do it by yourself. So I got to the fire alarm, looked around, made sure no one was looking, then pulled it and ran for my life. Then I got to class, and just as expected, all the kids had to stop at the exit building. I couldn't believe it. My plan worked. So we get outside, and Chris couldn't believe I went through with the plan. Dang, Lem, you're cool. Where were you? Miss Williams said I couldn't use the bathroom. But you're the coolest kid in school now. I can't lie. I felt like the coolest kid in the world. So fast forward and it's the next day. I'm in the class and the intercom comes on.
"Miss Williams, can you please send Lem to the office?"
Now, anytime the school principal calls you to the office, you're cooked. So I get to the office and Mr. Jones goes,
"Now, Lem, I'm gonna ask you one question. Now, if you answer it correctly, I'll let you go. But if you don't, you're in a whole lot of trouble."
Okay, Mr. Jones.
"Did you pull the fire alarm yesterday?"
Now I'm shook. So I start thinking, do I tell him the truth or do I lie for my life? Now remember, if I get in trouble in school, my mom's gonna kill me. And my dad's gonna raise me from the dead and kill me once again. So I go, no, Mr. Jones, I didn't do it. So Mr. Jones pulls out a remote, turns on the TV, and dead in front of me is me caught in 4K pulling the fire alarm. I'm deep fried cooked. So I go, I'm sorry, Mr. Jones.
"Oh no, It's too late for that.
So Mr. Jones picks up the phone and calls my dad. I don't think you heard me. This man skipped my mother and went straight to my father. Do you know how diabolical that is? Then he hands me the phone and my dad goes,
You know you're getting a whooping when you get home.
then he hangs up the phone. I felt my heart fall out. So fast forward, school ends, and I get back to the crib. Now there's no worse feeling than expecting a beating of a lifetime. You're doing everything to get out of trouble. I cleaned the dishes, vacuumed the house, cut the lawn. I even said a prayer to the man upstairs. So a few hours go by. My dad gets home, takes a shower, and starts watching Monday Night Football. Now the whole time I'm in my room shook. I'm waiting for the beats. But the more I waited, the more nothing happened. Then we got to dinner. I got to the table. We ate as a family, but nothing happened. So I got to bed thinking, thank God. I couldn't believe it. Either my dad forgot about it or the man forgave me. So as usual, right before bed, I would take a shower. So I got my stuff together, got in the shower, and started having the best shower of my life. But right before leaving, I hear,
Oh, you think I forgot about you?
I look towards the door, and my pops is holding the biggest switch I'd ever seen. This man took time to go outside and pick a switch for this special occasion. Dad, I'm sorry. When I tell you, my pops beat the black off me. Ow! Ow! Ow!
I'm so sorry, Dad. It was just a prank.
Oh, prank!
Ow!
And from that day forward, I learned a very important lesson in life. Be careful who you trust, because everyone that's friendly is not your friend.
Get your ass in here, boy. Don't run from me. Don't let them people call me no more. I love you too. I'm still finna whoop your ass. Don't bring your ass back in here. You ain't got to use the bathroom, boy. Bring your ass up out of there.
Unc, is prison scary? The worst place on this earth, kid. Can you tell me what happens on the first night? Okay, first, you'll be taken early in the morning, changed out from top to bottom and driven all the way to the prison. And that's when it'll hit you. You'll be spending the next couple of years in this hellhole. Now, once you're inside the gates, the first words you hear are, "Welcome to prison, boys. Now take off your clothes." It's the most embarrassing and humiliating experience that you can go through. Having another man strip search you while you're bending over and coughing. And then they give you the prison jumpsuit. So what's the worst thing you've ever seen in prison? Oh, I saw it all. Extortion, addiction, stabbings, fights, riots. Prison is no place for a man, kid.